In any modern democracy, immigration is not just a political issue. It's a reflection of a country's value, economy, and social fabric. In the United States, debates over immigration has once again taken the center stage, specifically since the US President Donald Trump returned to the White House for the second time. This time, Trump's team is working on a harsh new plan. Migrants who stay in the US after receiving a final deportation order could be fined $998, and that too per day. If they don't pay, their property, including cash, vehicles, and even homes, could be taken by the US government. And you know what's even more surprising here is? Trump wants to apply this fine retroactively for up to 5 years. This means that some people could face penalties of over $1 million. So let's just understand what this particular thing means, who is affected, and why Indians should pay close attention. The idea is based on a law from 1996, which was rarely used before. Under this particular law, anybody who has been ordered to leave the US but stays illegally can be penalized heavily. Trump briefly enforced this during his first term too, but President Biden later stopped it in 2021. Now Trump's team is bringing it back, and in a more aggressive form. If implemented, it would target about 1.4 million undocumented migrants who have already been ordered to leave by immigration courts. Aren't you wondering what happens if people don't pay? So according to leaked government email reviewed by one of the biggest media houses, Trump officials are discussing seizing the property of migrants who don't pay. They could include bank accounts, vehicle, or any sort of assets, even if the person lives with the US citizens or legal permanent residents. Well, there are talks of involving multiple government agencies to enforce this particular thing, including Customs and Border Protection. Well, the biggest impact will be felt by undocumented migrants, of course, many of whom are part of mixed status households, where one person may be undocumented, but others are legal US resident or even the citizens. According to advocacy group, about 10 million people in the US live in such households. A significant number of South Asian families, including many Indians, fall under this particular category. Even if one family member is undocumented, the entire household could be affected by property seizure or legal complications. Let me tell you the financial burden. For low-income families, these fines are devastating. A 2019 report by the Migration Policy Institute found out that 26% of undocumented immigrant households live below the US poverty line. Let's break the maths now. 1 year of fines at $998 per day will be equal to $364,270, which is almost 3 crore rupees. An unimaginable amount for most of the families, specifically those doing low-wage jobs. Well, this policy doesn't just directly affect those with legal visas like Indian students on F1 or IT professionals on H1B or even green card holders. But the general atmosphere under stricter immigration policy can affect visa processing time, approval rate, and even future rules around legal migration. In 2023 alone, more than 3 lakh Indian students were studying in the US and tens of thousands were working on H1B visas. If the environment becomes more hostile, these pathways could also become more difficult. Well, interestingly, not all US officials agree on who should implement this policy. While the White House is pushing for CBP to lead the effort, internal memos suggest that CBP lacks the necessary system and the staff as well. A March 2024 memo warned that CBP would need 1,000 new workers, and that too on the top of their current team of just 313. This means delays, confusion, and possible legal challenges if the plan moves forward. So, is the policy confirmed? Not yet. It is still in the planning stage, but Trump is pushing all his efforts to make this happen. But you know what? It has already created a lot of concern among immigration advocates, legal experts, and affected families. Critics say that the aim is not just law enforcement, but to create fear and discourage people from entering the US even if they have built life over there. So in the end, for the Indian families watching from afar or living in the US, this is a critical moment. Whether you are planning to move, study, work, or settle in America, understanding these policy shifts is very, very important. Immigration is no longer just a paperwork. It's deeply tied to politics, identity, and public opinion. And since Trump is in office, this can become a nightmare for you. So stay informed, stay legal, and above all, stay prepared.